Yo, the internet is on fire right now, and at the center of it all, none other than d4vd, the viral hitmaker behind romantic homicide. But this time, it ain't about music. It ain't about streams. It's about a Tesla, a missing girl, and a mystery that's shaking the whole rap world. On September 8, 2025, a car registered to d4vd was found abandoned in Hollywood Hills. But when police popped the trunk, they didn't just find junk. They found human remains. The victim was identified as 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez, who'd been missing for more than a year. And just like that, d4vd, the kid who went from gaming streams to platinum records, is now caught in one of the biggest scandals the music industry has seen in years. Since then, his US tour has been canceled. Brands like Crocs and Hollister pulled the plug, and collabs with stars like Kali Uchis are being erased from streaming services. The internet's not just talking, it's spiraling. Twitter threads, TikTok breakdowns, Reddit detectives doing CSI rap game. Some people say it's all coincidence. Others, they're calling it a setup, an inside job, or even label sabotage. So tonight, we're diving deep. Not just headlines, not just the memes. The full story of d4vd's Tesla case. Because in this industry, one leaked clip, one car left behind, can flip a career upside down. This is Rap News, and you're about to hear everything from the timeline, to the fan theories, to the fallout that's shaking hip-hop to its core. The story of d4vd was supposed to be a fairy tale. A kid named David Anthony Burke, born in 2005, who blew up from making songs in his sister's closet. No label budget, no big studio, just a mic, a laptop, and a dream. His breakout single Romantic Homicide became a TikTok anthem, racking up millions of streams, landing him on late-night TV, and putting him in the conversation with industry heavyweights. By 2023, he wasn't just a viral star, he was signed, styled, and stamped as one of the new faces of Gen Z music. But in 2025, that whole dream flipped into a nightmare. And it all started with an abandoned Tesla. Tow yard employees at a Hollywood Hills impound lot were doing their usual rounds. A sleek black Tesla had been sitting there for days, unclaimed. The plates ran back to David Anthony Burke. Nothing unusual. Artists lose cars all the time. Leases get messy. Cars get left after studio binges. But this time, something was different. When a worker opened the trunk, a smell hit first. Sharp, heavy, inside human remains. Decomposed, but still there. The body was sent for identification. And within days, the LAPD confirmed it belonged to 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez, a girl who had been reported missing since April 2024. The internet went wild. d4vd had been performing just days earlier in Chicago. Fans who were at that show said he looked normal, chill, vibey, no signs of stress. Now suddenly, his name was tied to a crime scene. Twitter or X exploded with hashtags, #d4vd case, #Tesla scandal, #justice for Celeste. Some fans defended him immediately. It's his car, but that don't mean he put her there. Others went full detective mode. If the car was in his name, there's no way he ain't know. TikTok became the new courtroom. Clips of his past lyrics resurfaced. One unreleased track with the line, "I don't care about the law," was suddenly viral again, fans saying it was a confession. Hidden in plain sight, police confirmed the car was registered to d4vd. But registration doesn't always mean possession. Lawyers and bloggers rushed in with takes. Could have been stolen, loaned, or abandoned. If he knew the car was there, why leave it? Did anyone else in his circle have access? No arrests were made at first. Instead, detectives quietly started piecing together the timeline. April 2024 gives Celeste reported missing. Summer 2025 gives Tesla spotted multiple times near West Hollywood. September 2025 gives car abandoned and towed. September 8, 2025 gives body discovered. The unanswered question: how did the remains of a missing teen end up inside a Tesla tied to one of music's fastest rising stars? Her name wasn't known to most of d4vd's fans until this tragedy. Celeste Rivas Hernandez was just 15, living in LA. Last seen in spring 2024, family described her as bright, funny, and obsessed with music. She had dreams of working in entertainment herself. Her disappearance had been covered locally, but didn't make national headlines until her name was tied to d4vd's car. That's when the story shifted from a missing person case to a global scandal. The music world moves fast, and so do brands. As soon as the connection hit headlines, Crocs removed him from campaigns. Hollister pulled down his ads. Kali Uchis began distancing, reportedly pulling their collab from streaming. His US tour canceled. Venues posted refunds. Fans who had just bought merch felt scammed. This wasn't just a personal scandal anymore. This was career collapse in real time, with no official charges. The internet filled the silence with theories. Coincidence theory: maybe the car was stolen or borrowed. d4vd. Just unlucky his name was on the reg. Involvement theory fans claimed his lyrics hinted at darker themes. Old livestream clips resurfaced where a voice, allegedly Celeste, confronted him. Industry setup theory: some threads said this was label sabotage. Von-like conspiracies popped up: too much shine. Somebody wanted him gone. None of it was verified. But in rap news, perception spreads faster than facts. Within 72 hours, d4vd's socials went dark. No tweets, no stories, no statements except through a rep saying David is cooperating fully with investigators. He asks for privacy at this time, but silence doesn't kill rumors. It fuels them. Blogs ran "Where's d4v?" headlines. Fan pages either deleted content or doubled down. The same internet that built him up was now tearing him down, post by post, and that's where the first act of this story ends. A viral star, an abandoned Tesla, a missing girl's remains, and a career hanging by a thread. But that's just the surface. The moment the news about the Tesla broke, the internet transformed into a crime lab. Twitter threads, TikTok deep dives, Reddit rabbit holes, everyone suddenly became a detective, hunting for pieces of a puzzle that no one could confirm but everybody wanted to solve. What started as shock over a headline quickly spiraled into an online obsession. People weren't just reposting news articles. They were slowing down audio, comparing voice patterns, pulling up old lives, and treating every lyric like it was a diary entry. The biggest spark came from a 4-second audio clip. Scratchy, muffled, recorded like it came from someone's pocket. A voice says, "Don't let him leave alone." That's it. 4 seconds. No names, no location. Just one cryptic line. But fans swore the voice belonged to someone close to d4v. Within minutes, hashtags like #offset setup and #d4vd leak trended side by side, as people started connecting dots that may not have even existed. One thread with over 80,000 likes claimed to have cracked the case. The user posted waveforms comparing the leaked audio to d4vd's cousin's old IG lives. Same cadence, same tone, same room echo. They wrote. Fans flooded the replies with side-by-side edits, slowed versions, pitch-shifted versions. Even AI tools that claimed a 92% match. Nothing was officially confirmed, but in the court of public opinion, people decided it was real. From their theories stacked like dominoes. Some said the Tesla wasn't just a coincidence. It was a moving crime scene, abandoned once the job was done. Others believed the car had been used without his knowledge, and that this was a setup to ruin a rising star. Conspiracy videos pulled in millions of views, some saying labels had him targeted because he was too independent, too much of a threat to the system. Others pointed to rivalries in the industry, claiming that someone with more to gain planted the body to derail his career. And then the AI clip dropped. A 12-second audio leak surfaced that sounded exactly like d4vd himself. In the clip, the voice says, "If he pop out without Dirk, make the call. I'm not saying do nothing. I'm saying don't do nothing." The internet exploded. Some believed it was proof, the smoking gun, the final piece of evidence. Others called it a deepfake, pointing to new software that can clone voices in hours. Reddit users ran AI analysis, with some claiming the clip was generated, others insisting it was authentic. The hashtag #OffsetAI plot went global, trending in 6 countries. A supposed studio engineer added gasoline to the fire when screenshots of a DM surfaced in a Discord server. The messages showed someone offering him $5,000 in cash to delete security. Footage from the night of a studio session tied to d4vd's circle. The anonymous sender wrote, "You getting paid regardless. Just say the footage looped or corrupted." The engineer replied, "What session?" And the response came back, "Offset, baby night." You know? That was enough for Reddit detectives to treat it as gospel. Even though there was no way to verify the screenshots, people shared them like they were official police records. While all of this chaos played out online, fans started looking back at Celeste herself. Old clips, old tweets, old lives began resurfacing. A chilling narrative formed, some saying she had hinted at industry pressure, others claiming she had mentioned names tied to d4vd's world. Whether those posts were real, doctored, or taken out of context didn't matter to the masses. The storyline wrote itself. TikTok creators pumped out minute-long theories. YouTube breakdowns stretched into hours. Every lyric, every post, every deleted story became evidence of something bigger. The scariest part was how quickly the internet blurred fact and fiction. Once the AI clip went viral, you couldn't tell what was authentic anymore. New clips popped up daily, some clearly fake, some disturbingly convincing. Fans debated endlessly. Was the deepfake cover being used as an excuse? Was it a real clip disguised as AI? Or was it just another layer of smoke and mirrors designed to keep the truth hidden? Nobody had answers, but everybody had theories. Meanwhile, people close to d4vd went quiet. His cousin, who fans linked to the 4-second audio, deleted his socials. A longtime engineer wiped his TikTok after posting a cryptic video captioned, "If they knew what really got recorded that night." Lol. Even P, the QC boss known for mediating rap beefs, went dark on Instagram. Silence started to feel louder than any post. Industry pressure added more fuel. Blogs ran with headlines about Crocs and Hollister dropping him, about Kali Uchis pulling their collaboration, about streaming platforms quietly shelving promotions. To fans, that wasn't just fallout, it looked like confirmation. If he was innocent, why would brands run so fast? One user tweeted, "They know more than they're telling us." Another wrote, "This ain't just a scandal, this is chess." Someone removing pieces from the board. Theories expanded into dangerous territory. Some claimed that Von's death, Dirk's movements, Offset's silence, and now d4vd's Tesla case were all connected in one long timeline of betrayals, cover-ups, and power moves. Threads laid out step-by-step conspiracies. Who was in what city? Who unfollowed who? Who posted cryptic messages? The pieces rarely fit, but that didn't matter. People wanted a story, and they built one. Through it all, d4vd himself said nothing. No IG stories, no tweets, no lives. Just silence. His rep maintained he was cooperating with investigators, but the lack of a personal voice only fueled speculation. To fans, silence was guilt. To supporters, silence was survival. Either way, the mystery grew deeper, and the scariest part: no one could tell where the truth ended and the internet began. Was this a genuine tragedy with a clear answer waiting to be uncovered? Or was this the rap game's latest myth, twisted and inflated by fans until it became bigger than reality itself? Not with answers, but with more questions. And as the online frenzy grew, the real world started to shake. Because whispers were turning into movements, burner accounts were going dark. And the streets of Atlanta and LA were starting to feel the pressure. The internet might play detective, but on the ground, people were choosing sides. And that's when online chaos bleeds into real-life tension. And the drama jumps from screens to streets. When the online theories reached their peak, the streets started buzzing. Atlanta barbershops, LA studios, New York podcasts, everybody had an opinion. And suddenly, it wasn't just digital detectives on Reddit piecing together timelines. It was people on the ground, in the industry, whispering that something bigger was brewing. The case stopped being just a headline and started being a conversation in studios, in clubs, even in back rooms of label offices. The first real crack came at Magic City, Atlanta's most famous strip club and a supposed neutral ground for the rap industry. On the night of a promoter's birthday party, familiar faces showed up. Offset came late, his cousin Michi by his side, hood up, quiet in the back. A few lower-level guys from Lil Baby's circle were already there, holding down a booth. Normally, these events were all vibes: bottles, music, dancers, the usual. But that night, the energy felt off. Eyes scanning the room, hushed conversations, body language saying more than words ever could. When Offset finally walked in, people said the air shifted. He wasn't smiling, wasn't joking, just cool, calm, and heavy. Michi lingered behind him, barely speaking, only watching. Then, across the room, Baby's security guy Twan locked eyes with Michi. Witnesses say that's when the tension broke. Phone footage leaked hours later. Blurry and grainy, but enough to spark a new round of theories. You can see Offset standing between two men, arms slightly out, like he's trying to keep things calm. The music is blasting. People are yelling. And then a voice cuts through the noise. Don't touch him till it's handled. The clip is short, chaotic, but fans swore it was Michi's voice again. Same rasp, same tone, same energy as the 4-second studio leak. Within minutes of the clip hitting Twitter, the theories were flying. Some said Michi was holding someone back, keeping Offset's crew from swinging. Others argued it was coded language, an order to wait, a warning not to act until a bigger play was in motion. The hashtags multiplied. Fan edits slowed the video down, cleaned up the audio, synced it with old IG lives for comparison. To the internet, this wasn't just a club scuffle. It was a piece of evidence, another puzzle piece linking d4vd's case. Offset's silence, Baby's paranoia, and Dirk's absence into one giant conspiracy. Security shut Magic City down fast that night. No punches landed, but the energy was explosive. Hookahs flipped, drinks spilled, tables shoved aside. Dancers later posted online saying they'd never seen grown men look so close to crashing out. Within minutes, the club cleared, but the damage was already done. Word spread across Atlanta like wildfire. Offset and Baby's camps weren't just distant, they were splitting down the middle. The next day, burner accounts tied to both sides went dark. One account, previously known for posting shady tweets about QC politics, dropped one last line before disappearing. Ain't no more talking. The city picking sides. Fans screenshot it, debated it, analyzed it. But on the streets, people said it was real. Engineers quietly choosing who to work with. Barbers telling clients not to bring up certain names. Event promoters hesitating to book certain lineups together. The politics of rap were bleeding into daily life. Meanwhile, silence from the top was deafening. Offset stopped posting altogether, swapping his Twitter profile pic for a blank black screen. His IG highlights vanished. Lil Baby went ghost, posting only a photo of his son, looking tired, no captions, no energy. Lil Durk stayed low too, only putting up black screens with prayer emojis. No words, no reactions. The bosses of QC, usually quick to mediate, stayed dark. Even P, the man with a reputation for balancing egos, didn't post for weeks. Fans read the silence like scripture. If they're not denying it, it must be true. Michi made it worse when he suddenly deleted his entire online presence. Not private, not inactive. Gone IG. Gone TikTok. Gone Snapchat. Tiv. The internet spun that into a dozen theories. Maybe he was told to lay low. Maybe he knew too much. Maybe he was being cut off for good. A burner account claiming to know him posted one cryptic line. Michi knew too much. They cleaning house. No proof, no receipts. But enough to send Reddit into a frenzy. Behind the scenes, quiet moves spoke volumes. Baby's DJ unfollowed Cardi B. Offset's engineer scrubbed QC tags from his page. A shooter who'd rolled with Durk on tour changed his IG bio to I ride solo now. Nothing dramatic. No diss posts, no callouts. Just subtle cuts, quiet distancing. In this game, unfollows and bio changes mean more than public statements. Fans started calling it the calm before the war. TikTok creators dropped breakdowns calling it the scariest silence in hip-hop history. One said, Offset got lawyers. Baby got shooters. Durk got ghosts. Somebody moves first, somebody bleeds. It was harsh, but it felt real. Because no matter how much speculation clouded the truth, the one undeniable fact was this. Nobody was denying anything. Not Offset. Not Baby. Not Durk. Not QC. The silence became strategy. And the streets felt it. People whispered about who would crash out first. About whether more footage would leak. About what the cops were really holding back. Industry people started moving funny. Collaborations got shelved. Planned features disappeared. Rumors spread that even streaming platforms were holding back playlists. Waiting to see what direction the scandal went, the line between conspiracy and reality blurred even further after the Magic City night. Fans wanted to believe it was just another rap beef. But the energy in the club, the disappearing accounts, the industry's silence, it all hinted at something deeper. This wasn't just a Twitter fight. This was blood politics, betrayal, and chess moves at the highest level. And as the silence dragged on, one question grew louder. Where was the truth hiding? Was this a setup from rivals? A cover-up by insiders? Or was it just the ugliest truth of all? That a missing girl's death had tied itself to one of the brightest young stars in music, and nobody wanted to face it head-on. Not with closure, but with that haunting stillness. The internet screaming for answers, the industry closing its mouth, and the streets of Atlanta buzzing like something terrible is waiting just around the corner. Because if the Magic City standoff was only a warning shot, then the next move might not stay inside a club. It might spill onto the city itself, and that sets the stage for when silence gives way to strategy. When the industry starts making chess moves behind closed doors, and when the truth about d4vd's fall from grace might finally start to surface. After Magic City, the rap game shifted gears. No more shade tweets. No more cryptic stories. Just silence, and in hip-hop, silence is never neutral. It's strategy. Every unfollow, every deleted post, every quiet move was a signal. Even if the players refused to say it out loud. Offset went ghost completely. His socials emptied, his energy flipped. He wasn't online laughing or dancing like before, wasn't promoting songs, wasn't even showing love to Cardi's posts. Fans zoomed in on his absence, calling it stress, guilt, or strategy. Baby mirrored the energy. Still ghost, still locked down, no mentions of music. Only a tired-looking photo of his son that people read like a coded message. Dirk, the one whose name kept getting dragged into theories, stayed tucked away too. Just Bible verses and prayer emojis. Not a word, not even a denial. And to the streets, that silence screamed louder than a diss track. But while the stars hid, the industry moved. Engineers started picking sides, deleting old tags and refusing to work across camps. DJs stopped shouting out names they used to rep together. Blogs that once hyped d4vd suddenly acted like he didn't exist, purging his features from playlists and ignoring his drops. Fashion brands pulled his face off campaigns like he never modeled for them. Even collaborations that fans had been hyped about quietly disappeared from streaming, leaving blank spots in discographies that felt like erased history. To the fans, this wasn't just fallout, it was chess. Somebody somewhere was pulling strings. The theory sharpened. Some said labels were cleaning house, cutting anyone tied to controversy before it spread further. Others believed rivals had orchestrated the whole storm, planting clips and leaks to destroy reputations. A darker corner of Reddit went even further, saying this was bigger than rap beef, that it was tied to industry politics where lives and careers get traded like pieces on a board. Then came the whispers about money. One engineer claimed, off the record, that offers had been made to wipe footage, delete sessions, and keep mouths shut. Another said he'd been warned not to leak anything or risk his own safety. And when Michi's socials vanished overnight, fans read it as confirmation that people were being silenced, one by one. Theories claimed he was cut off for knowing too much, or worse, that someone made sure he couldn't talk. Nothing was proven. But the internet doesn't need proof. It thrives on the space between questions. Through all this, Celeste's name got drowned out. The missing girl at the center of it all became a ghost in her own story. Fans obsessed over AI leaks, Offset's silence, Baby's paranoia, Dirk's Bible posts. But the tragedy that started it was fading behind conspiracy and content. Only a few voices kept pushing justice for Celeste, reminding people this wasn't just music drama, it was a life lost. But in the chaos of rap news, those voices got buried under theories, edits, and speculation. And then, just when people thought it couldn't get messier, the burner accounts started dropping final bombs before disappearing. One said, "The footage exists." "Y'all not ready?" Another claimed, "It's deeper than you think." Money, politics, betrayal. Watch who stays standing. These posts came and went like smoke, leaving fans to screenshot, debate, and spiral into new timelines. TikTokers broke them down frame by frame. Reddit stitched them into giant theories. YouTubers uploaded hour-long breakdowns claiming to connect every dot. But still, no one could separate truth from smoke. That's when the internet hit pause. No more leaks. No more shady posts. Just dead silence from all sides. Offset blank. Baby blank. Dirk blank. QC blank. Michi gone. Theories hit a wall. And that silence. It felt heavier than any rumor. Fans called it the storm before the war. The quiet before somebody makes a move. TikTok creators posted clips with captions like "This ain't peace. This is planning." Twitter users wrote, "One more leak, one more slip, and somebody bleeds." The tension was electric. Like everyone was waiting for a trigger. And that's where the story sits today. A missing girl's remains in a Tesla. A viral star's career collapsing in real time. AI leaks that may or may not be fake. Clubs turning into battlegrounds. brands pulling away, and three of rap's biggest names moving like ghosts, silent and untouchable. Nobody's denying. Nobody's clarifying. Nobody's stepping forward. And the fans. They're left to connect dots, whether those dots exist or not. So what does it all mean? Was d4vd set up? Was it a label move? Was it coincidence, tragedy, or something darker? Did Offset, Baby, or Dirk know more than they're letting on? Or is this just the ugly reality of fame colliding with tragedy, where one rumor can bury a career deeper than the truth ever could? That's the rap game. 1 minute, you're a TikTok breakout. The next, your name is tied to headlines about missing people, conspiracies, and betrayals. One voice note, one leak, one blurry clip, and suddenly you're not just an artist. You're a suspect, a symbol, a scapegoat, and that's where I'll leave it. For now, because in this world, the story doesn't end when the posts stop. It ends when someone makes a move, when silence finally cracks, when the truth, whatever it is, finally sees daylight. Whatever it is, finally sees daylight. So drop your theories in the comments. Was this all a setup? Was someone pulling strings? Or did the internet create a monster out of smoke and mirrors? Smash that like button if this story shook you. Subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter, because trust me, in the rap game, silence never lasts. And when the next leak drops, it might not just end a career. It might start a war. Yo, before we close this chapter, I need y'all to tap in. Because this ain't just another headline, this is the kind of story that changes everything. A Tesla, a missing girl, a rising star, and a silence in the industry that's louder than any diss track. And now it's in your hands. Drop your theories in the comments right now. Do you think this was a setup? Do you think the AI leaks are real? Do you believe Offset, Baby, or Dirk know more than they're saying? Or is the internet running wild with conspiracies that will never be proven? I want to hear what you think, because trust me, the fans are writing this story in real time, and your voice matters. Hit that like button if this story gave you chills. It takes 1 second, but it pushes this video to more people who need to see what's really happening behind the curtains of the rap game. If you've been rocking with me this far, you know I don't just drop news. I break down the full story, the connections, the whispers, the moves that others are too scared to mention, and most important, subscribe and turn on notifications. Because this ain't over. You already know how the rap world moves. One leak, one unfollow, one deleted story, and everything changes overnight. The next drop could be bigger, crazier, and even more dangerous. And when it happens, you don't want to be the last to know. This is rap news. The silence won't last forever. Stay tuned, because the next chapter, it could shake the whole game.